You're doing n8n wrong. Not because your flows don't run, but because they run too much. Too many triggers, too much data, and too little structure. And the result? Slower automations, messy outputs, and far too many headaches. See, n8n isn't about connecting random apps. It's about building systems that think, systems that understand when to start, what to process, and how to fail gracefully. That's the difference between automation that runs and automation that works. Most people think, if my workflow executes, I'm good. But that's like saying your car is fine just because the engine turns on. If it's guzzling fuel, taking the long route, and the brakes barely work, you're not driving efficiently, you're just moving. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through 3 automation boosters that'll completely change the way you build workflows. They're not just best practices. These are real-world strategies I've used to make automations cleaner, faster, and smarter. They're simple, but once you start using them, you'll never look at your nodes the same way again. Let's dive in. Most automations don't fail because of code. They fail because of chaos. Bad triggers, messy data, no structure. 100 workflows running every minute, shouting for attention, and only 5 of them actually matter. The fix is simple. Start smart, stay clean. Here's what a lot of beginners do. A schedule trigger runs every single minute. An HTTP request node pulls everything from an API, and an if node that just passes data through without checking a thing. It works, sure, but it's like leaving every light in your house on just because one room might need it. You're wasting API calls, you're overloading your execution logs, and if one thing breaks, you're stuck sorting through hundreds of useless runs. Let's fix that. Step 1. Use a webhook trigger instead of polling. Don't chase data. Let data come to you. If you can't use a webhook, reduce your polling intervals. Be intentional. If you don't need data every minute, don't ask for it. Step 2. Add early guardrails. Before you do anything fancy, make sure what came in is valid. Add an if node that checks if the event type and the essential fields exist. If it doesn't match, stop it right there. No need to waste resources on junk data. Step 3. Clean and normalize your data. Use a set node to flatten nested fields, rename inconsistent keys, and remove what you don't need. This is the version you actually want to work with. Small, predictable, clean, and if you're processing a lot of items, add a split in batches node or a wait node to keep execution smooth. That one node can prevent your entire workflow from choking on too much data. Your first 3 nodes define your workflow's entire quality. If, set, remove. That's your golden trio. When you build with trigger discipline, your flows stop being noisy and start being smart. Imagine this. You walk into a kitchen where every appliance is running at once. Blender, oven, microwave, all buzzing. That's most automations. Now imagine only the tools you need turn on when you need them. That's data discipline. Now let's talk AI, because if you've built any kind of AI flow, you've probably noticed something weird. Sometimes the model works perfectly, other times it spits out garbage, and you're sitting there wondering why. The truth? AI without context is chaos. You can't just throw a raw JSON payload into a model and expect magic. The model isn't the problem, it's your structure. Every AI workflow needs 3 things: variables, instructions, and a data shape. If you skip those, you're basically giving the AI a box of puzzle pieces without showing it the picture on the cover. Here's what a clean AI flow looks like. That's it. 4 nodes. You don't need 20 steps or 10 retries. You just need clarity. That's your context. That's your instruction manual for the model. When you pass that into your OpenAI node, you get predictable results every single time. Now here's a mindset shift most people miss. Logic beats complexity. The best AI automations aren't the ones with the most nodes. they're the ones that make sense. A good flow does one thing perfectly, like generate a summary or analyze sentiment, then hands it off to the next step. That modular thinking is what separates hobby flows from production-ready automations. And when you start scaling, keep a human in the loop. Let AI handle the 80%, drafting, analyzing, summarizing, and let you, the human, review the last 20%. Because the goal isn't to replace you, it's to amplify you. The machine should do the repetitive work. You handle the strategic decisions. Together, that's where the magic happens. So next time your AI output looks weird, don't blame the model. Look at your structure. Clean input, clear output. Let's get real for a second. A messy workflow is worse than a broken one, because when something breaks in a clean workflow, you can fix it. You can trace it, understand it, patch it, move on. But when it breaks in a 50-node maze, you're not debugging, you're detectiving. You're scrolling through connections, opening panels, trying to remember what on earth you were thinking when you built it. And trust me, future you will not remember. That's why clarity is your scalability layer. Let's visualize this for a second. You've got a flow that looks something like this. It's technically working, but it's chaos. No one knows what any of these nodes do. It's a time bomb waiting for a change request. Now, suddenly clear, you can read it like a sentence, like a story that actually makes sense. You know exactly what happens, step by step. Data comes in, it's cleaned, it's summarized, and done. And that's the goal. Your workflows shouldn't feel like black boxes. They should read like stories that anyone can understand. Step 1. Name everything clearly. Start with the basics. Rename your nodes, not set1 or HTTP2. Use names that describe intent. If you're cleaning data, call it clean data set. If you're fetching a customer profile, name it get customer from Supabase. That one small change instantly boosts clarity. Because when you glance at your workflow, you don't have to remember anything, you can see what's happening. It also helps new team members or clients open your n8n canvas and say, "Oh, I get this." No extra explanation needed. Step 2. Add notes and comments. Document inside your workflow. You don't need to write essays, just short, simple comments. This section cleans incoming data before sending to AI. This loop checks for new leads every hour. Think of them as sticky notes for your future self. Step 3. Reuse your logic. Here's the part most builders skip: reusability. Let's say you have a summarized text sequence in 3 different workflows. You don't need to copy-paste that logic every time. Just build it once as a sub-workflow. Call it Summarize Text Subflow. Then in your main workflows, use the Execute Workflow node to call it whenever needed. Now, if you ever want to tweak how your summary works, you update one subflow and all workflows instantly benefit. That's not just efficient, that's scalable automation. So, let's recap. Booster 1. Start clean with disciplined triggers and tidy data. Booster 2. Structure your AI logic with clear context and short modular flows. Booster 3. Keep your workflows readable, reusable, and built for humans, not just machines. Because in automation, it's never about how many nodes you stack, it's about how well they connect. Clarity beats complexity every single time. When your workflows are simple, predictable, and intentional, they don't just run better, they scale better. And the truth is, great automations don't happen by accident. They happen by design. Keep building smarter.